Dragon Ball Daima has finally reached its climax, and it made me realize that it's the third sequel to Dragon Ball Z. How does it stack up to the classics?
Powerful Nerdcast assemble!
Stay dandy, baby. The legendary Akira Toriyama, the writing staff, the animation team, everyone who worked on Dragon Ball Daima really reached real deep into their pockets and pulled out a real kick-ass episode. This was an explosive finale of Dragon Ball Daima, which as a fan of anime, of action anime, this was a pretty great episode. Dare I say, this episode was kind of special. It was basically Akira Toriyama's final send-off to the Dragon Ball fandom, and I think it really did scratch that itch. Now, that being said, Dragon Ball Daima is not going to be for everyone. There are those who are going to be kind of upset by this episode for a number of reasons. Even I don't think this episode was perfect. I'm a little annoyed by the fact that there was not a single fusion in this entire episode. This was basically the Goku show with his brand new Les Grossman-styled transformation, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with Gomah and pretty much just completely annihilate him for about half of the final episode. It looked awesome. Simply describing it is kind of impossible. All I know is just Goku trading blows with Gomah left and right, throwing him into his arena, destroying everything in their wake, and looking really good while it's all happening. There's one thing about this episode that I think really hit for me, and it's how every single attack had a lot of power, impact, and crunch behind it. You could really feel every impactful move. It was a great way to display the raw, primal power of Super Saiyan 4, which, yes, is officially called that in this episode, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But really, the first half of this episode is all just Goku, Super Saiyan 4, just lacing into Gomah, and it's very satisfying. Even Gomah's really cool in this episode, bringing out some brand new abilities which are downright insane, whether they be the use of stopping dimensional time itself and firing lasers all over the place, or simply summoning a scepter which fires magical balls all over the joint. It's annoying how good this episode of Dragon Ball Daima actually looks.
Fuck, you're cool.
I really do think Super Saiyan 4 has done justice in this episode, and it looks really awesome. Being very similar to the original form seen in GT, but given that sort of Daima spin in this episode with those more monkey-like features. Not only that, but I absolutely love the references to the original Cha-La Head Cha-La opening with Goku going through his big power-up pose. It also features an instantly iconic Kamehameha scene of Goku quite literally blasting a hole through Gomah's entire body. But that bullshit Tertian Oculus just gives him so much healing factor and basically allows him to take control of the battle, quite literally even being able to utilize the battlefield he created himself to create all of these barriers and attacks to take everyone down. It's really cool how they lean a little bit more into the crazy powers that Gomah can actually use. That is until we, of course, get the big conclusion of the battle where everybody is going to have to team up against his power, even with Super Saiyan 4. Even Goku as an adult using Super Saiyan 4. They've all got to work together to take down Gomah, and that's where the big, hilarious part of the episode comes into play, where suddenly everything just sort of ends randomly when Majin Buu defeats Gomah, hitting him in the back of the head 3 times with a book. That's right. Majin Buu takes the victory in the final episode of Dragon Ball Daima. This scene is bittersweet to me because right before it happened, there was this amazing moment where it looked like Piccolo was actually going to end up being the big hero of Dragon Ball Daima. He got right behind Gomah, he hit him twice in the back of the head, and then suddenly he was swatted away. I guess it just sort of helps set up the joke that Majin Buu ends up being the big hero of Dragon Ball Daima. Not only is he the hero, but due to the laws of the Demon Realm, he even ends up becoming the new Demon King. Shit. This episode is awesome. This entire joke, the fact that there's no fusion, the fact that Goku and Super Saiyan 4 couldn't even beat Gomah, that's all just the piss in the coffee that is this episode. It's delicious. It's bittersweet and a little bit tangy at the end, which kinda sucks. But the hits keep coming. Goku actually admits that it is called Super Saiyan 4. That's the name he's giving it. And apparently he explains that after Majin Buu, he had to do some training, and this is what he was basically aiming for. I don't know how much of this actually has to do with Neva's power. They don't explain it at all in this episode. Just accept it. Goku can use his very own special form of Super Saiyan 4 now. So there it is. Goku and Vegeta achieve some brand new Super Saiyan forms, and Evil King has been stopped, with Gomah and Degasu quite literally being trapped Disney style in a freaking lamp for 99 years to sit around do nothing but play video games and scratch their asses. Arisu ditches her "maybe I'm kind of evil" shtick and just decides to be on the side of good, basically becoming the vice president of Majin Ku, or King Ku I should say. And Gohan is nowhere to be seen.
But wait! There's more!
And lastly, we gotta end on another joke. All good things come in threes after all. We get to get a great scene of Goku as an adult with Bulma and Pansy as they go to that medical bug store where they find all those little bug pill things. I thought maybe we were going to somehow try to get some sort of fusion involved in here, but basically it's all just a big joke about the fact that apparently those Tertiary and Oculus, the third eyes, are actually just an item you can buy at the store. There's only a couple of them, but this lady is straight up just selling them, which is kind of messed up. It's kind of like selling plutonium. And that's Dragon Ball Daima. It's big, dumb, loud, and actually a lot of fun to watch. This is going to be a really contentious series, I think, amongst a lot of Dragon Ball fans. I've seen nothing but mostly just a lot of arguing from both sides, and can't we really just have it both ways? Can't we just enjoy the fact that this is the last Akira Toriyama animation? I'm not saying that you shouldn't criticize Dragon Ball Daima or anything, and yes, it did completely destroy the canon that is the Dragon Ball universe at this point, but they've been doing that since the beginning. What I'm trying to get at is there's no reason to be mad at a series like this or to get irrationally angry about it. It's just a fun send-up to classic Dragon Ball. A reminder of what makes this series more than just random punches and giant ki blasts. It's about the adventure. It's about the friendship. It's about the coked-up adventures that Akira Toriyama comes up with. It might not be perfect, and it certainly has some flaws and some cracks in the story, but ultimately to me, at this point, Dragon Ball is just like a warm damn hug. It's something that at the end of the day just makes me happy, and I'm glad that I don't have to think about it a lot to simply enjoy it. I was almost ready to be angry at Dragon Ball Daima, but honestly, I enjoyed my time here in the Demon Realm. Seeing these new characters, and despite the fact that they were very stock, I liked seeing their journey and how it concluded at the end of the day. I liked seeing Vegeta and Goku push themselves to brand new limits, and it was really great to throw GT fans a bone in the process. It's just a really solid show. Gomah just kinda sucks ass, that's all. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear yours. Please tell me what you thought about the final episode of Dragon Ball Daima in the comments section below, and how are they going to make this connect to Dragon Ball Super in the future? Will it even connect? Let's have a discussion about that. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching these videos, and I'll see you all next time. And as always, stay dandy, baby.